Good afternoon. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. We have about 21 days left in the holiday shopping season, so we thought it would be important to provide you with some tips on how to make safe purchases, especially those that you will be doing online. My name is Sarah Landrum, and during today's webinar, we are going to be talking about things like how to make safe online purchases, how to avoid suspicious websites, credit card and gift card scams, and also holiday charity scams. Your lines have been muted, but you will have the opportunity at the end to ask questions, and hopefully we'll be able to get to all of your questions today. The first thing we're going to start off doing is have a poll question. We just kind of wanted to see how much you know about online shopping. And the poll question is, what percentage of U.S. consumers will make purchases online this holiday season? A, 32, B, 50%, C, 53%, or D, 48%. And I'll give you a few seconds to make your choice. And it looks like most of you chose C, 53%, and you are correct. 52.3% of U.S. consumers will make purchases online this holiday season. It is most important that when you're buying online that you know what type of websites that you're using, what to look for to make sure the websites are legitimate. So I'm going to provide you with the 3 steps that you're going to have to take to make sure they're legitimate websites, and then I'm also going to show you what this looks like so you can be more aware of it. So to make safe online purchases, the first thing that you're going to want to look for in your URL is to see whether it says HTTP or HTTPS. And the S basically means that you are on a secure site. And then the next step you'll take is to check for a closed padlock on the payment page before you give any type of information. And then we're going to look at what happens when you click on a closed padlock to view the certificate that is issued to that particular company. Because online criminals make up what is called phishing websites, basically they're fake websites. They look exactly like the real website. You think that you're purchasing merchandise from a merchant that you normally work with. Unfortunately, they have been made to look like that, and then once you put in your information and they have your credit card information, they can use it for their benefit. So let's look at this. Buying online in the address bar. It's the first thing that you want to look at. Does it say HTTP? Or does it say HTTPS? And again, that S means that it's secure. When maybe you're shopping on the site, it should normally just say HTTP because you're not putting in any personal information. But once you move to that payment page, once you've decided on what you're going to purchase and you're going to pay for it with your credit card, then you want to make sure that it goes to HTTPS. And then somewhere on that page you should see the padlock, which should be closed. If it's open, you know again that it's not a secure site. It may be here on your computer, or it may be at the end of your address bar over here where it ends, and then there's like a little gray padlock. Either way, click on it. And then the next thing you should get is the certificate to who this particular website is issued to. This is the credit union's website as you're logging into online banking because it is a secure site, so you can clearly see that it's issued to MyDCCU.org, so you know you're on the right website. But let's say that you were on Amazon and you have found merchandise that you want to purchase, and you go to their payment page. You click on the closed padlock. It should say issued to Amazon.com. That way you know it is truly Amazon's website. Some other things to look for to avoid suspicious websites is as you're clicking through the address bar, what is also called the domain name, you want to make sure that because all domain names usually end in .org, .com, or .net. Those are the three most common. If it says anything other than that, it could definitely be a fake or a phishing website. Earlier this year, there was a website that was made by online criminals. They made Tiffany and Company, they made their a fake website that looked exactly like Tiffany and Company, but when looking in the domain name or the address bar, it was actually tiffanyco.mn instead of tiffany.com. And it was exposed and, of course, taken down. So you want to make sure you're looking for things like that because they could be good indication that it's not a legitimate website. And then also, too, a legitimate website will have some type of contact information, whether it's a physical address or maybe even a phone listed. If you're not seeing anything like that, why would you want to buy merchandise from a company that you have no way of contacting them in case there is an issue with when you get your delivery or you get your merchandise from them, or you don't ever get the merchandise? You want to be able to contact them to make sure that something is listed on that particular website. And also, too, a lot of fake websites are made in other countries, and because people in other countries don't know the English language as well, you may see a lot of misspellings, grammatical errors on the website, and this is a great indication that the website is suspicious or it's fake or it's a phishing website. So look for those types of things and avoid them if at all possible. And then the next thing that I want to talk about is credit card scams. And credit card scams can happen anytime during the year, but you are twice as likely to be scammed on your credit card or have fraudulent activity on your credit card because you're purchasing more during this time of year. You're busy. You may not be paying attention to your records as well as you should. So be sure to look for these types of things that can happen to you so you can protect yourself better. And number one, the fake invoice scam. What can happen is you get an email maybe from UPS or FedEx, and they're letting you know there was a problem with your order, they can't deliver it, provide them with your credit card information, and then in return they will issue you a credit on your credit card. Be extremely careful never to give your credit card information to anyone. Even if it looks like something that you've ordered, you go back to your records and look at them again. It may be something similar. A lot of people buy the same gifts during the year, so it could be something similar. But again, you don't want to give your credit card information. And if you have made a purchase from a company, they already have that information. A legitimate company is going to have that, and they would be able to issue you a credit without you giving them your information. And then also, to be extremely careful with websites that are offering extra low prices. My advice to you is if it's too good to be true, then it probably is. And an example of this is maybe you're wanting to buy an iPad Air this year, and you've done some research and you know they cost anywhere from about $350 to $500 depending on what kind you get. And you get to a website and that particular website's offering a brand new iPad Air for $100, then you know more than likely that this is a fake website and they're trying to just get your credit card information so they can use it for their benefit. And then also, too, this is not necessarily an online scam, but it is something that surfaces throughout the year and surfaces a lot through the holiday season. You may get a phone call from maybe your credit card company or your financial institution, and they want to update your information on your credit card, or maybe they are checking on your credit card for whatever reason, and they need you to verify your number with them over the phone. The first thing you want to do is tell them that you will call them back. Look at the number on the back of your card and call your credit card company or call your financial institution just to verify that they did indeed call you. More than likely they have not called you, because your financial institution or your credit card company already has that information on file, so they're never going to call you and verify your number. They already have it. And then also too, while you're in the stores, be extremely careful with your purse and with your wallet when you're actually paying for your merchandise. Don't lay your credit card down to put bags in your grocery cart, or tend to a child who may be unhappy. Be sure you get that card back from the cashier and you put it in your wallet or in your purse. People are desperate this time of year to steal anything that they possibly can to reuse for their benefit, so you need to be extremely careful with your cards. And then how to protect yourself. Number one, check your credit card activity frequently. You should be able to set up your credit card online, either through your online banking with your financial institution or with your credit card company. You can go online, you can check your activity to be sure the purchases that are on your card are the ones that you've made. The more frequently you check it, the more frequently you're going to find any type of fraudulent activity. I suggest that this time of year you check it daily. If you're online purchasing, or even if you're in the stores making purchases, you're doing a lot more than you normally do this time of year, so check it daily if at all possible. And also too, something that consumers make a mistake with is they look for large charges on their credit card. They think if someone has stolen their credit card number and they're using it, they're going to make large charges. Well, eventually they will, but a lot of times what criminals will do is start off with small charges, because if they can get by with doing small charges, they'll increase them over a period of time. So just don't look for the large charges, also look for something that's minimal. And if you're making purchases online and you're in a store that offers free Wi-Fi, my suggestion is not to make the purchase online using free Wi-Fi, because criminals are also using your free Wi-Fi, and they're going to be able to get your information and any kind of personal information or credit card information to benefit them. So be sure that you use a closed Wi-Fi, or even when you wait till you get home to make the purchase, so that way you won't fall a victim to your information being stolen. And then also too, limit yourself to one card for a couple of different reasons. It just helps you keep up with your spending. And also too, if you're out and about and you're using several different cards and you're carrying them with you, and you lose your wallet or somebody steals it, then they have access to all of your information instead of just one card. It'll just be a little bit harder for you to get everything settled if someone's using all of your cards versus just one. And then also too, I highly recommend that you set up your cards with free online protection, and this is offered to you at MyDCCU.com. There's Verified by Visa. There's also MasterCard Secure Code. And what the free online protection will allow you to do is to set up your credit card number as well as a password, and any merchant that participates in Verified by Visa or MasterCard Secure Code, if you're buying from this particular merchant, at the end when you've made your purchase and you're on that payment page, it will ask you for that password that you set up, so that it'll ensure that you are the one making the purchase and you have that card in your hand. And I want to take you out here to let you see what this looks like. Verified by Visa, and the MasterCard Secure Code looks similar, but there is a demo here that will let you see what you need to do in order to set your card up, and then once you look at the demo, then you can go and you can register your card. But the demo will give you complete instructions on how to set up your card, as well as what it will look like when you make a purchase. In 2012, there's about $112 billion that was loaded to gift cards. And for the 7th consecutive year, gift cards are one of the most popular gifts that you can give during the holiday season. And even though they're easy gifts, and they take a lot of stress out of your holiday shopping, and the person that you're giving them to will greatly appreciate it, they are not exempt from fraudulent activity happening to them. So let's look at a couple of scams that you need to be extra cautious with during this holiday shopping season. And the first one is the switch up. A lot of stores and merchants will offer you a free gift card if you buy a certain product from them or if you spend a certain amount of money. So when you go to the register and the cashier tells you, okay, you spent $50, that entitles you to a $10 gift certificate. What the merchant hopes to do is to get you back into the store. You use that gift card as well as spend more money with them. But what you have to be careful with is to make sure that the cashier, as she is or he is ringing up your gift card as they scan it, make sure they don't switch it on you, because this has happened time and time again where they will give you a card that is not legitimate, and they will keep the one that you should have gotten and they use it for themselves. So be aware of that and make sure you watch whoever it is that you're purchasing your merchandise with very carefully, that doesn't happen. And also, too, the card not present scam. What happens with this one is criminals will go to different types of merchants who have a big rack, a big display of gift cards, and they will go in and take a handful of gift cards, and they either scan them with a machine to get information off of the magnetic strip, or they take them somewhere, write down the card numbers, and then they put them back on the display, go home, check the website daily to see if the card has been loaded, and once they see that the card has been loaded, they unload the gift card for their benefit, and then of course you give it to the person who should have gotten the gift card, and they're not able to use it because there's no money on it. So what you want to be careful with is if you're getting cards off of displays, make sure if there any type of packaging that hasn't been tampered with, and then make sure on the back of the card the gray strip that hasn't been scratched off as well. And then also, too, there are a lot of websites out there that will offer gift cards for less than face value. Maybe they have a gift card for $50 and they're going to sell it to you for $25. There are legitimate sites out there that do this. However, I would be extremely careful, because if it is a phishing site or if it is a fake site, you put in your credit card information to purchase this gift card for less than face value, and then they have your information, your credit card or your personal information to use for their benefit. And then the last thing I want to talk about is charity scams. And 'tis the season to give. I think we all feel a little bit more generous during the holidays, and that's great. There's a lot of great charities out there that's doing a lot of good work, and a lot of people benefit from them. However, there are scams out there that you have to be extremely careful with. The first one is look-alike charities. There's a lot of charities out there that look like other ones, so just be extremely careful when you're looking at the name. We're going to go to 2 different resources that you can use to see if the charity is legitimate in just a few minutes. Email scams. Again, it could be a phishing email asking you to donate to a charity. Once you get there, because it's a phishing site, it looks good, it looks legitimate, they have a lot of facts and figures on this particular charity. You put in your information, and then now they have your credit card information to use for their benefit. And then also, too, anytime a charity is pressuring you, that's a very good indication that they may surely not be legitimate. And then if maybe they're promising you prizes, again, that's another good indication. And it's been known with fake charities that they have sent people in the community to homes and workplaces trying to collect contributions. They're desperate. They want the money now. And that is a very good indicator that the charity is not real. So let's go to a couple of different websites to research a charity. The first one is give.org, and this is run by the Better Business Bureau, and it will allow you to look up a charity by name. And because the Better Business Bureau has some recommendations that they provide to make sure that the charity is accredited, they will tell you that on the website. So let's type in, let's do American Cancer Society, if I can type. And then we're just going to search for this. And it looks like it took it out, so let's try this again. Okay, and here you see the American Cancer Society, and it is accredited charity, and it is approved by the Better Business Bureau. And then also, too, something else that I wanted to show you here is you can browse the list of national charity reports. So if you just wanted to look at them in alphabetical order by their name, and then you can just click on whichever one it is, and then it'll give you reports on the actual charity as well. And then the next one is, the next one is Charity Navigator. And this will also let you search for charities, and it gives you some information kind of similar to the Better Business Bureau. It looks a little bit different, but let's look at St. Jude's, which is another charity, and we can just search by the name, and you notice here St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, and then you can click over here on details. It tells you a whole lot of information about the charity. It gives you financial information, accountability, and as you go down, you'll see some graphs, just some information. So if you're researching a charity, you're not sure whether you want to give to them or not, these are 2 good websites to go to for you to look at that. And then the last thing that I wanted to just say to you is we want you to be safe this year. We want you to have a great holiday season, and we want you to be extremely safe. So these are just some safety tips in general. Number one, don't do all your shopping in one trip. If you do all of your shopping in one trip, you're going to have a lot of packages, and it's sometimes hard for you to kind of maneuver around your basket, and if it's loaded down. And there are criminals in parking lots looking for people to go up to and maybe ask them a question, and while you're talking to them, they'll have somebody else come by and swipe something out of your basket. So be extremely careful with this, and don't shop alone if at all possible. If you do have to shop alone, make sure if it's in the evenings, because of course it does get dark this time of year a lot earlier. Make sure you are parked somewhere in a lighted area, because anyone that's alone and you're parked at the end of the parking lot, you are definitely that person that a criminal may be looking for. Also be aware of shoulder surfers. Those are those people that will stand behind you when you're making a purchase, and they're trying to look over your shoulder to get any type of personal information, maybe off of a check that you're writing, or even maybe off of your credit card. Maybe they try to look at the machine as you put in your PIN number if you're using a debit card. So just be aware and shield all your information as best as you can. Also, too, as you're shopping, keep your packages in your trunk. If criminals walk by a vehicle and they see a lot of packages, they're very tempted, and they may even try to break a window to get into your vehicle. So now not only are your packages missing, but now you have a broken window to fix. And then also, too, if at all possible, don't carry cash. You are just a prime target for criminals to attack. Or if you have to carry cash, make sure that it is a minimal amount. And this is all that I have for you today. I hope you have found the tips to be very, very helpful. We're going to open it up to the question and answer session. Okay, it looks like we do have one question coming in, and that question is, do you know of any websites that are fraudulent? Again, the one that I talked about earlier, the Tiffany.com versus the fictitious site, which is tiffanyco.mn. Those are the things that you need to look for. I don't necessarily have any as an example for you today, but if you look for those things, they will help you to see what could definitely be a fictitious website. And it looks like we have another question coming in here about gift cards. And it says, is it helpful when giving a gift card as a gift to include the recipient? To include the recipient that you received when you purchased it? There are times that you can get gift cards and personalize them with the recipient's name, but most of the time when you buy a gift card just, off the shelf, you don't have that particular capability. It's usually you tell the cashier how much to load, and then that's what they load on the card. If you do have that capability, if you maybe go to a financial institution and purchase the gift card versus buying one out at a merchant, then you would have the capability of having a recipient on that particular card. And it looks like that's all the questions that we have for today. I just want to say that we wish you a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and just be safe out there shopping. Thank you. Goodbye, everyone.